All right.
Are we there?
Yep,
right.
I think so. Hey, guys.
All right. Good morning,
Good
or
morning.
good afternoon, or maybe good evening.
Wherever you are in the
depending
world.
on where you are in the world.
Yep, we're really glad to be here, guys. It's been a couple weeks.
It's been a couple weeks, and we just want to say happy Saturday, first
Happy
of all.
Saturday. Yep.
And we're Sean and Allison McManus of Spoken Garden, and we're
That's us.
so thankful to be here today.
Yep. It's been a couple weeks. We've been really busy. Some things have popped up.
Yeah, weird stuff. Yeah.
We've got some big news to share with you today, but first we want to say hello to everybody watching live. Glad you're here. Make sure to get into the comments area and say hello and take that poll. We got just a quick poll for you.
And please let us know if you can hear us, because we're getting a little note here that we might not have, the audio might not be as strong as it could be.
Oh, okay.
Let's double check that really quick.
Well, I can change that right now.
Before we go any further.
How's that?
Hopefully that's okay, you guys. Let us know in the chat if you're here. Let us know, if you can hear us okay.
Yeah. And, if you've never been here before, we're Sean and Allison McManus of Spoken Garden. We're here to help you become a better gardener. And it's been an interesting couple of weeks for us.
Yeah, it really has. I know that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it feels like it's been almost 2 months since we've been on live. And
Yeah.
it
hasn't
been
been
a
now.
couple weeks.
It's been a couple weeks. It
Just
feels
kind
like
of feels longer. We've missed you guys.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear any updates from you guys. Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning.
Oh, morning, Jennifer.
Said sound's coming through great.
Awesome.
Good morning, Jennifer. We're so happy you're here. And I know a lot of our friends will start joining in as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to hear from you guys. Yeah, let us know what you've been up to.
Yeah, what are you guys doing out in your garden right now? Yeah, make sure to take that poll. We want to know if you're going to be out in your garden this weekend. Yes, no, you're already done for the year, or maybe you're not sure.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah.
We're definitely not done around here.
Oh, no, not at all.
But it's
Not
weather
at all.
permitting
Wow.
every day for us, because we've had a crazy rain in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh,
so
yeah, earlier this week, what, we have a tornado warning?
There was a tornado
Out
warning.
on the peninsula?
Kind of in our area, not here. But
Yeah,
it's been
Yeah.
kind of nuts. Wacky weather. So I'm sure it's, it's fall, right? Fall's always kind of wacky, but I mean, tons of rain.
At least around here.
So, yeah, I know, right? So, yeah, let us know in the chat where you're gardening from if you're joining us new. We have David Sowers is here.
Hey,
and
morning,
he said
David.
He's a new listener in Southern Oregon.
Woo-hoo!
Hi, David.
Welcome,
Thanks
David.
for coming and joining us.
Yeah.
We love coming and talking about gardening. We have definitely missed this the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we have.
So
We really
we're back.
Today, just to give you an overview real quick, we're going to give you an update on us, what our big news for you guys and for us, what's going on. We're going to tell you about that, and then we're going to do some Q&A. We've got some questions here that we're going to answer. And then if you have some questions that you'd like to ask us about your garden or just anything that we hopefully can help with, just put it in the chat and we'll get to it.
Yeah, we would love to hear any of your questions that are, relevant to fall or just gardening in general. We're going, it's season, it's starting to get a little colder around here, but
It is, yeah.
It's really fun. We have, we know that there are audience members around the world that are just kind of coming into later spring and summer.
Yeah,
so
if you're in
that's
that
really fun.
southern hemisphere, you're just getting going. We're winding down. You're really, getting ready to go.
I know, and we were so excited to say that Little Dibbies are on their way to Australia.
I know, woohoo!
So I think we've sold one to Australia, or was it New Zealand?
We talked with people from New Zealand. We went to Puerto Rico.
We did.
Little Dibby's been
in
to Puerto Rico twice, and so we've already gone international. And but yeah, this is Australia. This is our first order with Australia. We're so excited.
I know, it's so exciting, and it's neat to think that they're going into their prime gardening season. Right?
Totally. So
yay.
Yeah, guys. So should we jump into the big news?
Yeah.
Or do you want to do the poll first? Or?
We can check the poll, and we'll wait for maybe some more. I know we haven't been live in a couple weeks, so we were afraid people weren't sure if we were going to be here or not. So and I think you just explained we were originally going to air a topic about winter foliage plants.
Yeah.
So should we just bump that to next week? Maybe we'll have to talk about that.
We'll have to talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Sorry. We'll figure it out. But yeah, let's see on the poll. Are you planning to get out in your garden this weekend? 75% of the votes so far say yes.
Awesome.
25% say no. So
Okay.
it's
All right.
a little bit of a split there. And there's a couple other options. So if you're just joining us, go ahead and jump in the poll. Just let us all know what you're up to.
Yep, we want to know what you're doing out in your garden. If you're going to get out there, if you're not going to get out there.
We'll say, good morning to Denny B.
Morning, Denny.
New listener from Lower Bucks, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, PA.
So cool.
Awesome.
So sorry, we had maybe a little tech glitch there for a second, but I think we're looking okay now.
I hope so. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
we're back.
Yeah, I mean everything's good on this side.
So sorry about that.
We're looking good on this side. All right.
Might have got a little
You never know.
weird for a minute.
Tech can be weird.
Let's start with a question.
Question.
And then we'll get into our news.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. So first question comes from listener Christina Babinski, which thank you, Christina, actually has a couple questions for us.
Yeah. Thanks, Christina.
Thank you. So first question is about caring for crocus flowers before and after they flower. So crocus, beautiful spring blooming bulb.
Or late winter bloomers. At least around here, we see them. That's one of the first ones we see in our climate. Yeah, they pop up sometimes late January, sometimes mid-February. I mean,
that's so fun.
Every year it's a little different. But yeah, they're some of the first ones we see around here. One of the first ones.
And for those of you that are new, we're here in Tacoma, Washington in Zone 8B.
It's 8B.
So Pacific Northwest. So we have a pretty mild climate here.
We're
Mediterranean.
we're on the west side of the mountains. We have a mountain range that basically divides our whole state, and completely different climates from either side of the mountains. Yeah, so it makes a big difference. So yeah, we're on the west side, as it's known. West side. So.
Oh gosh, let's see. Okay, so Christina asks about crocus. My question is, my crocus were in the bulb bag and had no light and still flowered. Should I plant them and see if they'll go through their life cycle? What are your recommendations?
Good question, Christina.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that can happen, and it's okay. It's just, the bulbs, sometimes they get triggered by temperature or even moisture levels. Something triggered them. More than likely it was temperature. They had a cold period and then some warmth, or what they would consider warm. Probably not us. I mean, 40 degrees is not warm for us. But yeah, what you need to do, you need to definitely get those out in the garden, get them planted. Yes, they can go through their natural life cycle, and I'm glad you're on board with that. You've already thought of that. Yep, just get out there, get them in the ground, plant them at the right depth. Crocus are a little bit smaller, so depending on their size, you can get them down maybe 2 inches, maybe 3 inches. A good rule of thumb is to take the height of the bulb and take that height and double it to then go down 2 or 3 times, so double or triple that length, they're I guess how tall they are, and then bury them in the ground those amount of inches or centimeters, whatever you use. And so get them in the ground because they need to get down there and they need to draw up the moisture, they need to draw up nutrients, and they need the sunlight too, so they can definitely go through their cycle. And so great question. Yep, get out there and plant them.
That is a good question. And Sean and I always feel this way. Just try anyway. Even if you're not sure, right? Just give it a try and see what happens.
Yep. And our whole thing is that if we always come at things from basically, what are the plant's needs? What's going on around the environment of the plant? And if you think about a plant and its needs and stuff, you think, well, it needs moisture, it needs nutrients, it needs sunlight, it needs specific temperature to go through some of its biological processes. And once you start thinking like that and you get into process of thinking like that, like a whole new world opens up to you, because then you can really start anticipating what plants are going to need, what time of year. And each plant's different. Not all plants are created the same, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
But once you start thinking like that and shift your focus and your thoughts to something like that, you can really start to really help your plants nurture them a lot more.
Good.
So Christina, great job on with your question and starting to think like that. That's awesome.
Oh, I love that. That's really good. And Christina has a second question, which actually kind of leads into our big news, which I just teased Kim Matlock about on our chat.
Hey Kim.
Hi Kim. Kim
Morning,
said she's
Kim.
so happy to be back. She's been so busy, and she said she's not able to get in the garden because life gets in the way sometimes.
Hear you there, Kim.
So I was saying, the garden will always be there. It'll always wait for you. So that's the good news, right?
Yes, totally.
But okay, so Christina Babinski has a second question. Where are you located and what's your zone? Well, we did just kind of say this.
So we're located in Tacoma, Washington, on the west side of Washington State. Our zone is 8B.
But
okay, yeah.
This has a lot to do with where we've been, and we were really excited to announce this to you guys first here on the live. So you want to say it, or you want me to say it?
You go ahead, honey.
We've decided to put our house up for sale and move to a little bit further west of us in a town called Sequim.
Yep.
Sequim, Sequim, and it's known as the unofficial lavender capital of the United States.
It's a beautiful place, and it has the same growing zone. One of the growing zones out there is the same as where we live right now, 8B. There's a couple of different zones out there depending on the elevation and how close you are to a different mountain range out that way.
The Olympic mountain range.
Yeah, the Olympic mountain range. But so we're planning on moving out there. We're going to sell our house, just like Allison said.
We're so nervous.
I know. Wow!
This is like a huge decision for us.
We've been talking about this for the last couple of years.
We really have.
And you know, the timing is lining up for us to make our move right now, to do what we need to do to get this done and to progress forward. We've really outgrown our yard. I mean, really, we've gotten into almost every nook and cranny. We've expanded out. We've got specific areas of our garden that do very specific things or where we grow very specific plants. And we feel confined.
We want more room.
We
want more space. But as a lot of you that watch our videos, which you're amazing, thank you. You might remember that this was my grandparents' house, and they actually had this house built. We're only the second owners ever. So it's an older home, and they did a wonderful job with their garden that we kind of grew on top of their garden, right?
We built on top of what they'd already produced. They gave us the foundation. They gave us the foundation, and then we took it further.
And we love it. We absolutely love it. And there's so many things in this yard that I'm going to miss, and we can't take like the huge, beautiful paper bark birch tree in the front yard. It's like my favorite tree ever, and I'm so sad to leave it, you guys. You know, it's just stuff like that. And I know that we can recreate these spaces, maybe not the same, but we can add we can add that tree in the future, right?
Yep, and we're planning on. So this is the plan, guys. Let's just, I guess.
I know
well, you know what? Let's tell them a few other reasons why we're moving.
Other reasons why we're moving. You may have noticed on our videos behind our really awful, ugly looking fence that we have yet to update. It's coming soon. There's a big kind of green belt behind us, and they're starting to develop it, and it's breaking our hearts. It's like, we're gonna all the wildlife back there, and you know, you can't. There's nothing we can do about it. We don't own that property. We wish we did, but
it's under new ownership. They're going to start developing it soon. We're going to lose our privacy.
I know, and that's kind of
because it's higher than our yard. Our yard's here, and this goes up probably about, I want to say 10 feet or so. And so any development up here, any buildings or anything, they're going to look right down into our yard, and we just don't have any privacy besides the 6 foot fence.
It just feels weird, you know.
It's something that we don't want to. We don't want to be here to experience that. That's part of it too.
We're kind of sad about it, but also it just kind of clicked with us. We're like, whoa, we've been talking about this for a while, and
our plan
and the way that we want to grow our garden, and we want to have like way more. We want to have a huge cut flower farm. Basically, we want to have a lavender farm. We want to maybe do Christmas trees. I don't know. Sky's the limit for us. So we're kind of
So the plan is for us to sell the house. There'll be a transitionary period for us between this house and the land and what we're going to do. But the plan is to buy the land, get a couple acres, and
probably 5.
We'll see what's out there. Yeah. And so, the plan is to buy the land, start developing it, and build our own farm. Build a farm that has income, but we're still going to do videos. We're still going to be out here talking about gardening, but it's going to be from a little bit different point of view instead of being a homeowner in the city and all the things that go on in the city and all the noises and stuff too.
I know the noise has gotten pretty loud lately.
It's going to be from a different perspective of being on some acreage away from a city, and how we go through and some of our struggles that we're gonna and challenges that we're gonna have. And you get to come along with us.
I know, and we're really excited for you guys to come with us. And like Sean said, we're going to continue teaching, and the opportunities for teaching about garden care are just going to
they're going to explode.
They're going to explode, and that's what we want. We just feel like we're bursting at the seams. We've outgrown our yard, so we are really excited about this. So our house, we're getting it ready right now. So a lot of our videos coming up for the next few weeks are going to show you kind of our process and what we're doing. You know, we have things that we've built here, like our greenhouse. We'll be leaving that for the next owner. So we're really excited for another gardeners to hopefully purchase our house and just inherit all of these garden spaces. So that's kind of fun.
They'll be able to carry on the love of the garden that we have when they get here and use the front beds, the new dahlia beds, all the different areas of our garden. They're going to continue with nurturing this home's garden. Yay. And this home.
So more to come on that, you guys. But thank you. Some of you are already popping in the chat, and we really appreciate hearing from you guys.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Connie Graham, good morning, Connie.
Oh, morning,
from
Connie.
Gladiolus. She said also 8B. Ooh. She said, happy to be here and congrats on your huge decision. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you.
Kim Matlock says, congratulations, guys. Get ready. If your area is like ours, you'll be bombarded with offers quickly. And yeah, we're the Seattle area where we're located. We're south of Seattle, and it's just been crazy. I mean,
there's a recent report that my parents told me about this. Yeah. We're number 3 in the whole nation of the top real estate markets that are now that are hot zones right now.
Is that like Tacoma, Seattle, or just Tacoma?
Just Tacoma.
That's nuts, you guys. I mean, I would never, and I know Kim's a real estate agent, so she probably has a lot more information about this.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I always feel like, why would you put a house up for sale late fall, early winter? I mean, nothing's in bloom really, and, spring and summer are like the hot times to sell, but that gives me hope that, it will...
Oh, it's going to be fine.
Okay. Because I was kind of nervous about that. I'm like, this is like the wrong time of year to put your house up for sale. But for us, it's right.
Yeah, it's perfect for us.
Find the right buyer.
That's all that matters. It's perfect for us. So,
oh my gosh, you
guys. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Bernadine. Hi, Bernadine.
Oh, morning, Bernadine.
She said, they said, congratulations. What a great opportunity to grow your garden and your business. Thank you for that support.
That's how we feel too.
Yeah. Jennifer T said, wow, so happy for you guys. It will be fun seeing what you do with the new space. Congrats.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jennifer.
We have so many plans.
We're not going to be that far. It's only it's like a less than 2-hour drive from where we are now.
Yeah, it's basically due west of where we are.
Like you said, it's about the same zone. If anything, we'll be like 8A instead of 8B.
Yeah, so chances are. Yeah.
That's cool. And then Mark's here. Hi,
hey, Mark.
Mark must have just jumped on, so he may not have heard our news yet, but Mark has amazing ideas for plants and things in his zone. So
Mark's got a lot of great plants.
So you guys, enough with that. We want to hear your news if you have any news to share. Thank you all so much for your support, and we'll have a video out tomorrow actually that will show a little tour of our yard, right?
Mm-hmm. And some of the things going on with our move and what we're preparing, what we're doing, different things going on.
Kind of ideas or questions we have, or
Mm-hmm.
lot more to come. Yep. So. Okay, should we move forward?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's move on. So, back to questions from you guys. Question from Harrison D on how to harvest zinnia seeds, which was from like last year, I think. A great question. Do zinnia seeds need stratification?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
Because certain seeds do need stratification and some don't. If you're not familiar with what stratification is, it's basically making like a small nick. We don't have a...
I know, I was thinking
Here, let me just use this.
Okay.
Let's say this eraser right here is the seed. You would take a knife or a file or something and just take it and go right up against it and nick it and just make a little mark on it. Some seeds, that's all they need. Other seeds for stratification, they need a deep nick in it that basically breaks through the whole seed coat into the inner meat of the seed. And basically when you're stratifying a seed, you're basically opening a point for water to get through the seed coat into the seed and then to start the seed to germinate. So that's stratification in a nutshell. So cool. Okay. So zinnia seeds don't need stratification in general. Basically all you need to do is just take them out, put them in the seed tray or the soil where you're going to plant them, maybe direct sow them if that's what you're going to do, and cover them completely with soil, but maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe of, so sometimes, it depends on the seed too. Some of the seeds are smaller, some of them are bigger for even zinnia seeds. So sometimes they need to go down 1/2 inch, sometimes they need to go down maybe a little bit more. Make sure to read the seed packet for those specific zinnia seeds when you're planting them. But in general, they don't need stratification. You just need to plant them at the correct depth and make sure to water them, keep them moist, and they will germinate. So great question though. So really great question. Great question, Harrison.
It'd be fun to know where Harrison's from as well, because if asking about zinnia seeds, maybe he's getting ready. They're getting ready to plant them now.
I was thinking the same thing this morning when I saw that. I was like, oh, maybe on the southern hemisphere.
That's so cool.
So yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh, we can have your zinnia farm now. Yes. Sean has been dying to have more zinnias.
Yes,
to remind him of grad school because he grew all those green zinnias.
Yeah.
And now we can have more zinnias.
More zinnias.
I'm so excited. Okay.
There's never ever a question of should we have more zinnias.
Well, and more dahlias.
The question for zinnias and dahlias, if you should have more, is always yes.
It is always
yes.
this. See, this I've been telling Sean this for probably the past year, where he's been like, "We don't have more room," and I said, "Well, we always."
When it comes to zinnias,
we can always find more room, but now we're literally out of room.
Yeah, when we're planting seeds, this is fun. When we're planting seeds, I'm looking at all this stuff, and Allison's like laying it out, going, "Well, we need 10 of these, and we need 20 of these, and let's do 3 rows of that." And I'm like, where are we going to plant them all? When it comes to the zinnias, though, I don't question it as much.
He put them everywhere. And we're going to find even more now. I'm just really excited to expand my own knowledge, too, of just more dahlias, more. I really want to grow a lot of cactus dahlias because I love those. And we didn't grow. We might have grown one of those this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
It was in a mixed bag of bulbs from Eden Brothers, so they didn't really label what they were. It looked like a cactus dahlia, but
I think there was a cactus
we're really
dahlia.
sure what it was.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I think it was.
But now we can get more.
Yeah, we're going to get more. We're going to have a dahlia section of the cut flower beds.
I know. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Okay. Sorry.
Awesome. We're getting excited.
Sorry, side note. Okay, so next question. And again, you guys, if you have any gardening questions right now, please let us know. Drop them in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I know we have to declare, we have not been doing the best job at getting back to our comments and questions online or on YouTube, on our videos, right? So we're going to try to get caught up on those and keep up.
Yep. Yeah, we've got a going plans on things. Everything's developing.
Right.
We do have a place to go in transition. From when we sell the house, Kim was making sure
I was
she was
asking
saying.
you a question. No,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. So excited.
I'm still so excited about stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just telling everybody we're really sorry that we've been so behind on questions and comments on YouTube, and on our videos.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of stuff coming in.
Yes,
it's like we would love to be able to hire somebody at this point just to help us.
Yeah,
we are just
that would be awesome.
overwhelmed. So,
but
maybe that's in our future.
We'll get to your comments and questions.
Get there.
We promise. But yeah, so I was just reading Kim's thing.
Yeah, I know. Kim said. I know. I was teasing Kim. I'm like, can we email you with some questions? Because Kim's a real estate agent. So sorry. Okay. So this question is on how to plant gladiolus bulbs, which always excites all of us because we love glads.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about glads for a whole episode earlier this year.
We have them all over the yard.
And everybody loves glads. So the question comes from Jesus is King. So some of my bulbs are stuck together. Is it okay to separate the bulbs?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to picture what they mean.
So they're going to be stuck together because you're not only going to have the older bulbs producing the little bulbs, and technically gladiolus are corms. They're a type of bulb, a corm bulb. And so you're going to have the big corm, and then you're going to have the little corm or cormlets or bulblets, whatever you prefer to call them, on the sides. And so the little guys are going to be on the sides. They're going to be developing, and that's part of how the bulb reproduces. Also, when you plant your bulbs out in the garden, the big ones, and they're gonna shoot up the stems and the leaves and the flowers, and then they die back down. When you dig them up, you're gonna see 2 masses. This can happen too. Not only the small bulbs on the sides of it, but the masses. You're gonna have the current bulb on top where the stem and stalk came out of, and then on the bottom of it, you're gonna have this flattened, weird-looking bulb husk on the bottom. And what happens is the initial bulb you planted, it did its thing, it's doing its thing, and it produced a whole new bulb on top of it that, then the stem came out of, and then the bulb below it basically withers and dies because the new bulb on top is now taking over in a sense. Mm-hmm. So when you pull these out of the ground, you're going to see something like this where there's an older husk on the bottom or just kind of on the bottom to the side, however it's grown in your soil, whatever, and then you're going to have the little guys around the sides of it. So it's okay to remove that husk from the bottom. Just do it nicely. Just do it slowly. You don't need to just rip it off, Just slowly pull it off. Make sure you're not damaging the top bulb. And then this also goes for the little cormlets on the sides, little bulblets on the sides. Just nicely, pinch, use your pointer finger and thumb and just grab them and then just kind of Just peel them off. Don't yank them off or be real hard with them. Just slowly peel them off. You're going to hear a little crunchiness. You're going to hear a little something, a little noise there, but it's okay. So as long as all the bulbs aren't damaged really bad when you do that, you should be fine. And so yes, you'll need to separate those.
Yeah, that must be what the question was relating to. Because again, the question was, some of my bulbs are stuck together. Is it okay to separate them? And that's cool if you're either new to gardening or maybe even gardening a while. You may not have ever noticed that before. You may have just left your glads in the ground and you don't think about them again.
If you've never dug them up and you've never seen them after.
Weird. They're masked. You know, there's like this.
After they've grown, yeah, you're gonna see some new stuff.
That's pretty
and
cool.
It's pretty fun. It really is.
It's amazing to think about. You can share them with friends or spread them around your garden, and but you don't have to, right?
No, you don't have to. Leave them where they are. The fun thing about bulbs is a lot of them they've evolved a certain way. They've evolved to a point where they just produce, you know, and you're going to have these husks down below. You're going to have these little bulbs on the side, bulblets on the side. They've evolved this way. So if you leave them alone for a couple of years, they're going to be fine. They'll be fine. But after a while, it's going to get to be a big mass, and you're going to probably need to separate them, dig them up after they're done flowering and growing, and you're going to need to separate them and replant them in other places, because if they're too crowded, it can lead to certain diseases and insects, especially in a specific area where you might live, and if they're susceptible to those diseases and insects. So just think about that, and if they're getting to be too much of a big mass, when I say that, I mean just like, you know, it's like thick with all these stems coming up. They're not really spaced too far away from each other. If they're so close to each other, you might think about separating them and digging them up and separating them and getting them to other places. If you're not sure, make sure to check your local county extension agency and get a hold of the horticulturist there, and they can tell you more information about local pests and diseases that you might need to be aware of for your glads and other plants too.
Oh, that's really good advice. I know.
So, because we can cover it generally, you know, from our standpoint, but if you're on the East Coast or even in the Midwest, you have a completely different climate. You also have a whole different assortment of insects and possible diseases that we just don't have here.
Right.
And so, and especially your soil is going to be different, more than likely. So all those things add up to check with your local county extension agent.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Boom.
That's cool.
Yeah, hopefully that
and I was
helped.
it reminded me as you were explaining that we have a couple videos. Actually, were they just shorts or did we do a longer video? Sometimes I forget which one's which. But we showed separating daffodil bulbs and grape hyacinth or muscari bulbs.
Those were shorts.
Those were shorts, just to show kind of that process. So
yeah,
real quick short video that we put out a couple weeks back.
Yep, you can check those out. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Check those out. It'll give you an idea of how to separate bulbs and how to do it correctly, not so roughly with them. And so yeah, definitely check those out. Those will be fun. So
yeah, sorry, I was just responding here.
Boy.
Sherry.
Hey, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
Morning, Sherry.
Morning. So I know a lot of, I've noticed a lot of people have been joining in, and sometimes I wonder, is 9 o'clock too early? I don't know.
I don't know.
Hope not. I guess
I don't know. You know,
we're always open to
this is something we have
your feedback.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know, we haven't really talked about this in a while. We set this up. Gosh, was it over a year ago?
We did Wednesday afternoons for a while. Like
I can't remember when we started doing Saturdays.
But I forget too.
The thing we haven't talked about in a while is our time when we start, because things have changed around the United States, at least, and more than likely the world. Our schedules have changed, our lives have changed, our priorities have changed, and with all those changes comes a change in, you know, when we're available to watch a live on YouTube about gardening.
I know, right?
You know, and all the other things that you want to do and how you want to split up your time. So I think it might be worth a conversation between us and with you guys to figure out, is still 9 o'clock a good time?
But,
9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, or, you know, I mean, everybody's here and, you know, this seems to be working well, but we're open to seeing if there's a different time and possibly a different day where it would work for you guys a little bit better.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, I selfishly love Saturday mornings because I just feel like everybody's a little more relaxed. We're not like, I think weekdays are wrong. We tried that, and that wasn't really very good for everybody.
Yeah.
This is a time we notice when a lot of our audience is online, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I like that. So
we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And let us know what you think in the comments too, or in the chat, and let us know.
Yeah. So Neri Ailman is here from Utah.
Morning, Neri. Hey.
Neri's here, and we have a question from Mo.
Mo. Hey, Mo. Morning, Mo.
Thank you so much for the gardening lessons, Mo says. My bulb shipments are delayed. Ugh, that's so frustrating.
Sorry, Mo.
Still waiting. Excuse me. Also, Zone 8B, so
awesome.
That's cool. When would it be too late to plant them? They're wondering. And it kind of, like my first thought is, well, which Zone 8B are you in? Are you in like Washington, Pacific Northwest? Are you in Texas area?
I know.
It's like Zone 8B is so wacky. I feel like it goes like...
It can be.
It's such a different climate.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah, that's a good question. You know, Mo, it can get a little tricky, obviously. But the thing to keep in consideration is if you have the bulbs coming and you want to get them in the ground, you should just plan on definitely getting them in the ground as soon as you get them, especially before the soil is not workable anymore. If you're in Zone 8B like us, and you're going to have a point where your soil is not going to be workable because it's going to be cold. It might even be frozen. And so that can present a problem of actually getting the bulbs down into the ground, you know, working the soil enough and getting to that depth to then get them in the ground and get them planted. But also, if it's that cold out, it's going to be hard for the bulbs, well, not really the bulbs, but the soil. It's going to be hard for the soil to hold on to water, and there's going to be some complications with water and drainage and freezing and thawing, and it presents some more complications of the bulbs. So,
Mo said Oregon.
Oregon. Okay,
Oregon's
cool.
maybe.
So you're good to go. Yeah, that's definitely yeah, thanks, Mo. That's definitely very similar to us.
Yeah.
So the recommendations for a lot of different bulbs are anywhere from 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks before your first freeze. Get your bulbs in the ground. So that's a huge range. Obviously, when your bulb shipments are delayed, you got to just roll with the punches. We've run into that too, especially last year. We actually ran into that.
Everything was delayed last year, I feel like.
It was.
Yeah,
it totally
seeds,
was, yeah.
bulbs, everything.
So what we did, Mo, is we actually, when we got our bulbs, we literally went outside and dug into the ground, got them in. The soil was still workable, but we were really creeping up on some freezing temperatures. We'd already had some,
actually. Late November on some of them that we got them in the ground.
Yeah, and that's late for us too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, our recommendation would be, once you get them in the ground as fast as you can. Just don't even hesitate. If you already know where they're going, get them in, make sure that soil is workable, and then, if you feel like you need to do it, put a little bit of mulch over the top. We always recommend mulch anyway, because in our climate, we just kind of mulch everything.
We do. Well, as you saw, if you follow us on Instagram, we're kind of always moving mulch around. We finally got rid of this huge pile, but that's a whole other story.
But yeah, no, Mo, definitely when you get them in the ground, man. Don't even hesitate. So
that's totally what I would do. We actually have bulbs that we ordered this year for this house, and as we just explained earlier, we're moving. So we're not going to be planting those bulbs right now. We might put a few in containers because then we can just take those with us. But had we been staying here and running things as normal, we would probably just plant them right now.
Yeah.
I mean, no hesitation. Yeah. So in fact, I kind of remember us planting tulips and daffs possibly at the beginning of December one year.
Yep.
I think we got them in kind of late, and they all came up and they were fine and beautiful, and they came up on time.
Yep.
It's amazing. I think bulbs are, and I'd be really interested to see when you receive your shipment. They might be sprouting a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. They could
Ours
be.
have been.
You know, and you know, we're making this general recommendation.
It is,
know, it really depends too on the bulbs themselves. What the recommendations will be on specific bulbs, whether it's grape hyacinth, whether it's daffodils, whether it's tulips, could be alliums. I mean, whatever you're getting. Make sure to dig in a little bit deeper on those bulbs and make sure that it's okay to still plant them in the fall with specific temperatures. With our stuff, we didn't want to have them in bags and we didn't want to store them over the winter, so we just put them out. We kind of took a chance, and it might be a little bit of a chance with you too, but I think we would still say get them out there, get them in the ground before winter.
Well, now we're almost on the opposite right now, where we have to dig up all of our spring and summer blooming bulbs like dahlias and whatnot. And we never normally do that here in our climate. We don't have to, they can overwinter out in our yard, but now we have to, It just reminds me of like, not only are we not planting all the new bulbs that are sitting in boxes downstairs, we have to dig up all the spring stuff.
Yeah, so, we have to dig up caladiums, we got to dig up elephant ears, we got to store them.
I want to take everything with us. It's so hard for me, you guys, you know this, like I want to take everything, but I do want to leave, sorry, I'm getting off topic here for a minute, but I do want to leave a beautiful garden for the next owners, but I'm also like really attached to some of our stuff.
I am too. You know, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You know, but really quick, I think we answered most questions. Hopefully, Mo,
Sorry,
let us know if that was helpful.
Diversion.
If there's more specific information that you want to know that we hopefully can help with.
But and also great question. I think that's really timely for a lot of people right now because things are delayed.
Yeah.
So that's probably happening to a lot more people.
Oh yeah, not only with bulbs, but I mean even like hand towels, you know, paper towels and food and...
I think we're on a toilet paper shortage everywhere again, right? It seems like everywhere you go, it's like limit.
Hopefully there won't be another run.
I know, that was
crazy.
Last year.
Oh my God.
It's like COVID and toilet paper. It's like, where'd that come from? Okay, sorry. So, okay, Kristen Long has a great question. This is regarding removing invasive Vinca, which we filmed last year because we have Vinca all over the yard.
We used to, not anymore.
Oh, we did. Well, true.
Not
because
anymore.
of this video.
Yeah.
So the question Kristen has is, how do you properly remove it? I tried removing mine using a shovel, but it all grew back.
So, and it's a good question for sure, Kristen. We appreciate you asking this because when we filmed the video for this, which was back when we were under actual quarantine, back in 2020.
Yeah. Day 86. Wow.
We were still under quarantine. Okay. We did use shovels. We used shovels to basically get underneath the roots and the mats. This Vinca creates like a large mat. If it's healthy and it's actively growing, it creates this mat of just this massive growth. And it just goes. It just keeps growing and going. And so we took our shovels, got down to a level where we could literally get underneath it, pop it up, and just keep popping up. And then we could roll it up as a carpet almost. That mat would move and we could just rip it up. Excuse me. What we ran into too though, Kristen, and anybody else out there trying to remove Vinca, is even if you use a shovel and you get that mat up, there's still different roots and runners and stems and things that you're not going to be able to get up with just a shovel. And in that video, we do go through and we use the shovels and we get up the mat, then we go through and we're hand pulling. Grip and rip. We're just going through and we're hand pulling all of the stragglers that we couldn't get when we went through with the shovels at first. And so that's what we recommend is not only use a shovel, but go back through after that and find the stragglers, get them out with your hands. Even if you do it by the hands, you're still not going to get it all out because some of those roots and those stems and things, they still go a little bit deeper than you're thinking you need to go. So you might have to come back in a couple of weeks or a couple of months and you're going to see more pop up again because it's going to try and reestablish itself. You'll just need to pull those out and they should come out fairly easy by hand. If you need a shovel or trowel or something, go ahead, use that, whatever you need to do. But if you want to spend the time going through a whole bed and doing a full removal of it, you're literally going to have to, sorry, I'm using literally a lot today.
We always have a word of the day.
Yeah, great, literally.
We say great a lot on video. We always laugh at ourselves afterwards. We're like, wow, how many times do we say it today?
Today's going to be like
great,
20.
Great, this is great.
Literally is like going to be said probably 25 times today. I'm just warning you.
Hey, why not?
It's okay. I accept it.
We
it's
like
okay.
it.
Yeah.
I do it too.
I know. We all
do it.
Right?
Whatever.
Yeah. So if you guys, Kristen, if you want to go through and remove Vinca fully from a whole bed, you're going to have to spend the time to go through, dig it out with a shovel, hand dig it. Then you're going to have to dig deeper down into the bed and sift through almost every square inch of that bed, going through and trying to find those roots and runners that you're not going to be able to find just in one go through with a shovel and just hand digging. You're going to have to sift through and dig deeper. It's going to take a lot of time.
It might take a couple years.
Well, I mean, if you're doing it in that one setting, you're going to get pretty much 90 to 99% of it. If you're sifting through the soil, there's a really good chance. There's always that 1% chance that you're not going to get everything.
I know.
And so it's kind of a given that you're just going to have to come back periodically to that bed and hand pull those stragglers out. It's just kind of how it is. With a plant like that, it just goes down that way. So hopefully that helped Kristen and anybody else out there removing Vinca. Hopefully you don't have to do it a lot. It's a beautiful plant. It serves a great purpose.
Yeah,
it really does. It loves shade. It loves part shade. It loves part sun, full sun.
It keeps weeds at bay
in
that area.
It gets thick.
It's one of those plants, right, that it just will literally it will take over a whole garden bed if you don't have a way to control it. And like if you can keep it in a confined space like we do with our Spanish bluebells. Spanish bluebells.
We'll dig them up.
Oh, we have to take those.
We'll
At least some of them. Okay.
We'll dig them up.
But we have them in, another, a lot of you might be familiar with that. That's another plant that will spread, I almost said literally, will spread everywhere and take over unless you have it in a confined space, control it. Yep. Vinca is one of those as well.
Yep.
And a lot of people just say, get it out. Like it's taking over too much of the garden
It's
bed.
too bad too because Vinca is an evergreen. At least in our climate, it can be a little deciduous in some other areas, but it's evergreen here. It's a beautiful plant. There's the large leaf. There's a small leaf.
It is beautiful when
it has purple, bluish flowers. It can have white flowers.
It can bloom multiple times a year.
Oh yeah,
Ours bloom in the spring consistently, but they also will have like a fall-winter kind of flush.
Yeah.
We're seeing a few of those right now. So
I know. It's a gorgeous plant. So it's unfortunate sometimes when you have to remove it, but it can get out of control.
It's kind of
and you got to do what you got to do.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship sometimes with that plant. And Bernadine asked, and I believe this is what you're talking about. They say, is this a good time of year to remove it?
Yeah.
Probably any time.
Any time of year, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Good question.
Yeah, really good question, Bernadette. Bernadine? Bernadine, sorry. We watched a lot of Big Bang Theory. So Bernadine. Good question, Bernadine. Yeah, remove it anytime, especially if the soil's still workable where you live, and if you have the tools to do it and you're feeling like, yeah, let's get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Yeah, get out there and do it.
Actually, this might be a good time of year to do it because the soil in most places is still workable and it's cooler temperatures.
And it's good working weather, at least around here. It's cooler, yeah. And it's been raining.
It's been raining. I was just thinking
so the soil is very loose and you can get those roots out a little bit easier.
That's so actually this is a really good time of year.
And so Bernadine, if it hasn't been raining there a lot, if your soil's a little dry, before you go through and you pull out the Vinca or whatever else you're going to pull out, like the soil's still workable and whatnot, water the area thoroughly. Get that soil nice and moist so then everything will pull out easier. Because there's nothing harder than weeding in a bed that has completely dry soil. It makes the job a lot harder.
When you can just wet it down let it kind of do its thing for about an hour and then come back and rip them out.
Or right away. Or water. Yeah. Well, maybe water it today, pull it tomorrow.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Let that water soak through and get down deep a little bit. So anyway, great question, Bernadine.
Yeah, Bernadine mentions they're in Portland, so yeah.
Oh, you're getting the rain. You're getting the rain.
We've had the rain, and you guys know that if you've been with us on the live, we always talk about the weather with you guys. Yeah. And Kim, we're having the weather that you guys all had last May and June, where it just rained for like months.
It's like the sky opened up.
Like we've had, I mean, we're thankful for it, but it's also like we haven't been able to really get outside as much because it's literally been pouring buckets here. Literally for weeks. I know. So we have a little bit of a dry morning, so I have a feeling after our live. We have one more thing to tell you about that's coming up after the live, actually. But then we're going to probably run outside, right?
Sure.
Sean's probably not sure what I mean, but I'll fill you in.
The day develops.
It does. But Bernadine, great question. Kristen Long, really good question about Vinca. Some of you just, get it out.
Yep.
Let's jump into the chat for a second because there's some fun stuff going on. And I have a really fun thing to share with Sean that came from Connie Graham. And I have to share this with you because I just feel so much better. Connie says, be sure to take the stuff you are attached to, ... It will leave space for the new owners to put their own special stuff.
That's a great way to look at it, Connie.
It really is because there's just new things that we've added that are special to us that I just don't want to leave behind. And I know that in my mind, and maybe Kim can chime in too, it's like we don't want to sell a house with like a garden bed that's like has a big hole in it.
Yeah, just like all these missing pieces of greenery. It's like, what the heck happened here? Did they drop bombs in there and just?
However, favorite new lavenders that we just planted, those are coming, and there's like a whole I'm taking all the cone flowers around our entire garden.
At least one of each one.
Those of you know that I think I took all of them. Pretty sure.
For further discussion.
You know that I love cone flowers. That's one of my most favorite. Top 5 probably favorite plants. Definitely. I want to have like many different types of coneflowers. So
all the potted plants are coming with us.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Even the Dracaenas. So there's going to be more videos on potted Dracaenas, and we're probably going to we could probably do some videos on how to travel with potted plants too, how to transport them.
Because of Connie's comment too, there are a couple more plants on the list that you told me no.
Well, we already took one of the Dracaenas.
I want another one.
Do you guys really want to watch this?
I really want to. Okay, so some of you might know what we're talking about, but otherwise we'll show you in a video coming up soon. We have these gorgeous pink Dracaenas, and they bloom pink and then they fade to green. They're just gorgeous. They're growing really big.
The leaves are pink.
The leaves are pink, sorry.
Yeah, leaves.
And I know, I didn't explain that well. But we have 3 of them. We already took one out of the ground, and I kind of want a second one. We'll talk about it. Okay, so that might be back on the list. We have a couple comments that are really, really cool, like kind of thinking about regarding your question, like, does this time for the live work 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for us? And kind of like, you know, everybody's coming from some other place. So Kim had a really good thought. She's like, lately, you know, weekends have been rough for her specifically, but that varies week to week. And everybody's coming from a different zone or a different part of the world. So her recommendation is what works for us.
Oh, that's a good thought. Yeah, totally.
Kind of 9 a.m. kind of works.
Yeah.
It really
does. It still works for us, but you know.
But thank you for that, Kim. That was helpful to kind of consider and just remember that a lot of people watch replays and whatnot. I mean, we wish everybody could be here live to have
live's so much
conversation.
More fun.
It's just fun to hear from you guys. So, and Connie mentions if you're thinking, maybe think about possibly noon. You know, people might be coming in or taking a break or having lunch. You know, that's just a really good thought from her too.
Okay, yeah, good idea. All great ideas. Yeah.
I wanted to say hi to Rhonda Testa. Rhonda's here.
Morning, Rhonda.
Rhonda mentioned me too, and I'm not sure which part that was referring to. So must have been something we said.
9 a.m.
Were you agreeing that I should take all the plants I want in the yard? Rhonda, back me up. Okay.
Come on, Rhonda.
Sorry.
Let's play for Team Sean here.
Team Allison, take all the plants. Leave some of them. Yeah. So actually, that was all the questions that we were going to cover on from just previous videos, things that have come in that we haven't been able to get on top of yet. So
there's a lot more, but we'll get to them. We're going to get to you. So if you're listening, we're getting to you.
I know, and we really appreciate from Christina, Bobinski, Harrison D, Jesus is King, and Kristen Long.
Yep.
Thank you to those of you, or to all of you there for
thanks, guys.
For really good questions.
Yep. Good stuff. Really good questions.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Connie. Connie says take the second one. She said without a doubt.
Okay, we're going to take a second one.
Oh, and Rhonda said coneflowers are her favorite too.
Oh, cool. Right on.
We already got all of those. There's a few in the front yard that we need to get. So.
Yeah.
So I think, would it be, I don't know, would you guys like to see us as we kind of go through this process? I mean, that's what we're thinking would be fun for coming up videos, like just our process of getting the house ready to sell, getting the yard, or not the house, but the yard, right? Like which plants we're taking, and like, I like that, how we're moving them, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think there's a lot we could offer you guys in transporting potted plants, transporting transplanted plants, and then resiting them at a new location. What's going to work best for them, how much sun they're going to get, is it accessible to water? I mean, these are kind of some basic things, but, you know, coming at it from our perspective of what's going to happen and how we're going to roll this out, it might be helpful for you guys to see that.
It's kind of interesting because,
okay.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about this on tomorrow's video coming up. But again, we wanted to announce this with you guys, like we said, but a lot of our videos coming up soon will also take place in my mom's yard, which we've been wanting to film over there for a while.
She has an amazing yard.
She has a beautiful garden.
Oh yeah, amazing, beautiful yard. So, and different plants that we haven't grown. She's got some really great different plants over there.
And she has kind of more of the traditional garden. She has a lot of beautiful green lawn where we don't have. We've taken all our lawn out. So
there's a little bit.
There's a little bit
in the backyard.
Like
there's a little bit.
But she has that, you know, kind of beautiful traditional kind of look. So
and she maintains it in a traditional fashion too.
It's getting hard,
which is great.
Keep up on though for her. It's like
it's a big yard.
It's a lot of
she's got like 2 lots. She's got a huge yard. She even has a back 40.
We call it the back 40, and actually that's where all of our plants are going to go. So my mom has been really helpful coming over and helping us pack, and you know, just kind of we're going to be painting, you know. So we take her outside and we're like, okay, you're still okay with this, right, Mom? Because we'll show you on the video, a lot of things are moving over to her yard for the temporary, maybe a few months, or we don't know. So,
And we need to say, too, that everybody in both of our families
have
been very, very supportive and super amazing. And so Thank you, everybody. We love you.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
couldn't be more thankful to have so much support from our family. And
Yep.
we were really nervous about the move. And
Yeah, it means a lot to us.
It really does.
It really does. Everybody's support means
we don't
a
want to
lot
leave
us.
our families, but we're not going to be that far away. We look at it like
we're not leaving.
Still be coming to visit.
We're just going to be an hour and 45 minutes
Not
out.
that far.
Not that far. 30 minutes out? No. Hour and 45 minutes out. Not that bad.
Not that bad. But we appreciate you guys and your support, and we're just so thankful you guys are here. We're sorry again that we have been absent the last couple weeks on these lives. We've really missed being here with you.
We really have, yeah. We missed you guys. We missed the interaction. And so, yeah, we're so happy that you're here with us right now and that we're here with you. And just all this exchange, it's just so much fun. It's great. We get such an energy from doing this with you guys.
I know,
so,
we really do.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
So we look forward every
getting
Saturday.
The goosebumps right now.
Just seeing all of you guys chime in and saying, everyone's saying, take your favorites, Allison. Yes. Oh, Jennifer, I love that idea. Jennifer says, take your faves, Allison, just pop in some annuals. That's part of our plan, actually. We have a couple things that we're going to transplant.
Oh, yes, especially to the front. Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, yes, please share your move and the videos and the process.
Cool.
So
thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Connie, Neri, Rhonda. Thank you for that. Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Mark said, God bless you guys with your future plans. Very exciting news. Thank you, Mark. And Rhonda said, so sad you're moving. And I know, we definitely share that sentiment too. But we're looking at it like...
There's that side of it, and then there's the exciting new chapter in our lives. There's the book of your life, and you got the chapter you're currently in, and then you got to turn the page on that chapter and start a new chapter.
Hey, maybe that'll be our next book. How to move with all your plans. What to take and what to leave.
What not to do. What to do and what not to do when you sell your house and take all your plants with you.
Oh, I love that. You guys are awesome. I love all these comments. Yeah, you guys, so I don't know, that's kind of a wrap for today. Right?
That's all we had planned. We just wanted to make sure that we shared all this with you. We want to take you along on our journey. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be very challenging, but it's going to be so much fun. So, yeah.
We're excited to take you along on that journey, and we're hoping we can maybe show you guys some of the properties we're going to look at. Maybe we can kind of sneak a couple videos and say, hey, what do you think about this? So,
we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop on this. So.
But we're going to be here for at least probably a few more weeks to a month or more. We don't really know. So we'll be here for a while.
We've never sold a house before, so this is a new process for us.
This is totally new. We've got a lot of work to do. But we're trying to get it ready, and we want it to be really, really nice and ready for the next owners. We really, we don't want to leave them with any mess or anything, so we're getting things ready.
Yep, turnkey ready. They just got to come in and start living.
We want them to enjoy this house and property as much as we have. So, and the whole family.
Yep.
So, but anyway, you guys, real quick, let's check the chat.
What's our poll?
Poll, sorry. So it's fun. It's like, okay, so out of all the votes, are you planning to get out in your garden this weekend? So we just thought of a real quick, simple question. So 53% say yes, 40% no, and 7% say weather permitting. Not a single person said they were done for the season. We were just curious. Because,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, everybody, for all your comments and everything and your support. Really appreciate it. I was just reading Neri's.
It's amazing. Everyone is... It's really, that makes us feel so much better about the move overall and just our decision. So it was a tough one to make.
It was very tough.
But once we made it, we were just moving forward now.
Yep, everything's kind of lining up.
It's really lining up.
It's really cool.
I feel like it's meant to be, and this will be exciting. So anyway, enough. We don't want to bore you guys with more of our news. So we hope you guys have a wonderful weekend ahead. Hopefully it's not raining or snowing, maybe. I don't know if it's snowing.
It's not raining here yet, so we can get out and do some stuff.
Yeah, we hope you guys are able to get out in your garden, get some exercise and some fresh air, and just feel good about getting your hands in the dirt.
Get out there and enjoy it.
Yay.
So, and thanks for being here, you guys. This means a lot to us.
This really does.
It really does. We missed you guys.
We did, and we will definitely be back next Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard. And one more announcement. After this live, we have, some of you know that we've started some classes. We teach live classes it's a new teaching platform called Amphi.
Here, let me pop that up.
Go ahead. And I actually have the link here.
There we go. There's the classes up there, you guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's on Amphi, amphy.com. Great platform. Everything's live. And so it's a super fun platform. And yeah, we've got different classes up here on the screen for pruning. We can coach you through some pruning. If you just want to know about basic pruning, that class right there, and also the garden coaching class, those are coaching classes specifically designed to help you and coach you on specific things that you want to learn. So if you're interested in that, go there, check those out. Feel free to email us if you're not sure if the class is right for you. Or if you have more questions about it and you want to get more information, just email us at seanandallison@spokengarden.com, and we'll get right back to you, because we want to offer these to you because we want to keep helping you in your garden, and this is a way for us to keep going on in our business and keep bringing you this content and these types of things. But we really want to help you out in your garden, and these are different ways and platforms for us to do that. So get out there, and if you have time, check it out, amphi.com.
Definitely. And what I was also wanted to mention, we have a class starting today at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Intro to Plant Propagation. It's a free class.
Yep.
And we have a couple people that are joining us on that. So we'll be here or on the site there at 11 a.m. I just dropped the link in the chat. It should be pinned right at the top of the chat.
Oh, yeah, totally.
If you want to come learn a little bit more about plant propagation, yeah, check it out. It's free.
There's no, basically you can sign up right now up until like a minute before the class starts. So if you're interested, go check it out and just book the free class, and we'll get you into the system, and you can be there later today at 11 a.m. our time.
Yeah, right.
So Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So definitely check that link out if you're thinking about it, and we hope to see you there.
Yeah,
we're ready to teach.
I know, it's fun.
It's only like 20 minutes, maybe 30-minute class, and again, it's just free. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hit the wrong button.
Wrong button. That's about it for today, you guys. We hope you're able, again, here's our closing again. We hope you're able to get outside and
get out there, you guys.
Have a great
Enjoy
weekend.
It. And if you're not getting out in your garden, spend some time for yourself. Take the time to relax. We've been trying to get better about this.
It's been tough lately. I know, just breathe.
Breathe, listen to music. Yeah, read, do something to be good to yourself.
I know.
It's important.
It is important.
So,
and
yeah.
We're thankful for you guys. We'll see you next Saturday. Have a wonderful week ahead.
Have a great weekend, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.